Guide to Philippine Army Ranks and Specializations. Ready to rise through the ranks and lead your fellow soldiers? The path to becoming a leader in the Philippine Army is challenging but rewarding. Understanding the hierarchy and the diverse specializations available is the first step towards a fulfilling military career. Let's discuss the structure and specializations that make the Philippine Army a formidable force. Army Specializations. The Philippine Army categorizes its personnel into various branches or specializations based on their skills, training, and assigned roles. Here's an overview of the primary branches, along with brief descriptions. Combat Arms. These branches focus on direct combat operations. Infantry. The largest and most versatile branch, infantry soldiers engage in ground combat, employing various weapons and tactics to seize and hold terrain, defend positions, and maneuver against enemy forces. Armor. This branch operates and maintains armored vehicles, providing heavy firepower and mobile protection on the battlefield. Artillery. Artillery soldiers operate howitzers, providing indirect fire support to other combat arms units. Combat Support. These branches provide specialized support to combat arms units, enhancing their effectiveness and sustainability in the field. Engineer. Engineers are responsible for construction, demolition, mobility bridging, obstacle removal, and counter-mobility minefields, fortifications tasks to support military operations. Signal Corps. Signal soldiers establish and maintain communication networks, ensuring commanders can effectively communicate with their troops and coordinate operations. Combat Service Support. These branches provide essential services to sustain the entire Army, including logistics, personnel management, and medical care. Ordnance Corps. This branch is responsible for the supply, maintenance, and repair of weapons, ammunition, and other military equipment. Quartermaster Corps. Quartermasters provide logistical support, including food, water, clothing, shelter, and other supplies needed by soldiers in the field. Adjutant General's Corps. This branch handles personnel administration, including records management, awards, promotions, and other personnel-related matters. Finance Service. Finance officers manage the Army's financial resources, including budgeting, payroll, and accounting. Medical Corps. Medical officers and enlisted personnel provide healthcare services to soldiers, including preventive medicine, treatment of injuries and illnesses, and medical evacuation. Dental Corps. Dental officers and enlisted personnel provide dental care to soldiers. Chaplain Service. Chaplains offer spiritual and moral support to soldiers, regardless of their religious affiliation. Judge Advocate General Service. Military lawyers provide legal advice to commanders and soldiers, ensuring compliance with military law and regulations. Corps of Professors, composed of military professors who teach at the Philippine Military Academy. This comprehensive list provides a clearer picture of the diverse roles and responsibilities within the Philippine Army, showcasing the importance of each specialization in contributing to the overall mission and operational success. Philippine Army Officer Ranks. In the Philippine Army, officer ranks begin with 2nd Lieutenant to LT, the entry-level position requiring a bachelor's degree and completion of Officer Candidate School or Reserve Officers Training Course. After approximately 3 years of satisfactory service and completion of required courses, a 2LT may be promoted to 1st Lieutenant 1LT. With demonstrated leadership potential and completion of advanced courses, an officer may become a Captain CPT. After 6 years, potentially commanding a company of 100 to 200 soldiers. The rank of Major MAJ typically comes after 10 years and requires strong leadership and decision-making skills, often serving as executive officers or staff officers at the battalion level. After 14 years, officers with proven leadership and management abilities may be promoted to Lieutenant Colonel LTC, potentially commanding a battalion of 500 to 1,000 soldiers. Colonel's call are typically selected after 18 years of service, demonstrating exceptional leadership and strategic thinking, and may command brigades or hold key staff positions at higher headquarters. The ranks of Brigadier General BGen, Major General MGen, and Lieutenant General LTGEN are achieved through selection, requiring superior leadership, extensive experience, and increasing levels of responsibility. Finally, the highest rank, General GN, is held by the Chief of Staff of the Armed Forces of the Philippines, appointed by the President. Positions held for each rank. Here is the expanded description of officer positions in the Philippine Army, suitable for beginners. Infantry. Second Lieutenant to LT and First Lieutenant 1. These junior officers lead platoons of 30 to 40 soldiers, directly responsible for their training, discipline, and well-being. They lead their platoons in combat, making tactical decisions on the ground and ensuring the accomplishment of missions. Captain CPT. As company commanders, captains are responsible for the overall command of a company of 100 to 200 soldiers. They plan and execute operations, oversee logistics and administration, and ensure the combat readiness and welfare of their soldiers. Majors often serve as executive officers (XOs), second in command of a battalion, assisting the battalion commander in managing operations and administration. They may also be operations officers (S3), responsible for planning and coordinating the battalion's tactical operations. Lieutenant Colonel (LTC). Battalion commanders are the highest-ranking officers in a battalion, responsible for the overall leadership, training, and combat effectiveness of 500 to 1,000 soldiers under their command. Colonel Call or Brigadier General. Brigade commanders lead even larger formations of 3,000 to 5,000 soldiers, overseeing multiple battalions and coordinating their efforts in large-scale operations. Armor, artillery, engineer, signal and logistics. Second Lieutenant to LT and First Lieutenant 1 LT. These junior officers lead platoons in their respective specializations, such as tank platoons, armor, artillery batteries, artillery, or engineering companies. They focus on the training, discipline, and technical expertise of their soldiers. Captain CPT. Company commanders in these specializations lead companies of soldiers with specific skills and equipment. They are responsible for the readiness and effectiveness of their units, ensuring they can perform their specialized functions in combat and other operations. Majors in these branches often serve as executive officers or staff officers at the battalion level, providing specialized expertise and support to the battalion commander in areas like logistics, maintenance, or operations. Lieutenant Colonel (LTC). Battalion commanders lead battalions in their respective specializations, ensuring their units are trained, equipped, and ready to execute their missions effectively. Colonel Call and above. These senior officers may command brigades comprising multiple units from different specializations, or serve in higher-level staff positions, planning and coordinating complex operations involving various branches of the Army. Enlisted ranks. Philippine Army. The Philippine Army's enlisted ranks begin with Private PVT, the entry-level position achieved upon completing basic military training. After about a year of satisfactory service and completion of necessary courses, a soldier can become Private First Class PFC. With continued good performance and leadership potential, promotion to corporal usually comes after 3 years, involving leadership training and commander recommendation. At 5 years, soldiers with proven leadership abilities and advanced training can become sergeants SGT, potentially supervising a squad. Staff sergeants SSG typically had 8 years of service, strong leadership, and specialized training, often acting as platoon sergeants. Technical sergeants TSG possess extensive technical expertise and 11 years of service. Master sergeants MSG have 14 years of experience, exceptional skills, and may serve as first sergeants, responsible for a company's well-being. Beyond that, Senior Master Sergeant SMS and Chief Master Sergeant CMS are highly selective positions, demanding superior abilities and experience, with the CMS serving as the senior enlisted advisor to the Army Commanding General. Engineers. Private PVT and Private First Class PFC. They are usually combat engineers, trained in a variety of tasks like building fortifications, bridges, and obstacles, clearing minefields, and conducting demolitions. Corporal. Team leaders supervise a small group of combat engineers, ensuring they are working together effectively to complete their assigned tasks. Sergeant SGT. Squad leaders oversee several engineering teams, coordinating their actions to achieve larger engineering projects. Staff Sergeant SSG. Platoon sergeants assist platoon leaders in managing the engineer platoon, ensuring they have the necessary equipment and resources to complete their missions. Signal. Private PVT and Private First Class PFC. Radio operators, linemen, or cable splicers, establishing and maintaining communication lines. Corporal. Team leaders, responsible for setting up and operating communication equipment for a small unit. Sergeant SGT. Squad leaders, overseeing a group of signal soldiers and ensuring effective communication within their unit. Staff Sergeant SSG. Platoon sergeants, assisting platoon leaders in managing the signal platoon and maintaining communication networks. Technical Sergeant TSG and Master Sergeant MSG. Senior signal advisors or company first sergeants, responsible for the overall communication capabilities of their unit and advising commanders on communication strategies. Logistics. TVT and TFC. Supply specialists, warehouse workers, or drivers, responsible for receiving, storing, and distributing supplies and equipment. CPL. Team leaders, supervising a small group of logistics personnel and ensuring the efficient movement of supplies. SGT. Squad leaders, overseeing several logistics teams and ensuring the timely delivery of supplies to supported units. SSG. Platoon sergeants, assisting platoon leaders in managing the logistics platoon and ensuring the smooth flow of supplies and equipment. TSG and MSG. Senior logistics advisors or company first sergeants, responsible for the overall logistics operations of their unit and ensuring the availability of essential supplies and equipment. Let us discuss the promotion requirements in more detail. Time in service TIS. This refers to how long you've been serving in the Army. It's like a measure of your experience. Why it can vary. The actual time it takes to get promoted can be shorter or longer depending on a few things. If you perform exceptionally well, exceed expectations, and show leadership potential, you might get promoted sooner. On the other hand, if your performance isn't up to par, it might take longer. Sometimes, the Army's needs can also play a role. If there's a shortage of leaders in a particular rank, they might promote qualified individuals faster to fill those positions. Qualifications. We've talked about the general requirements for each rank, like leadership skills, technical knowledge, and experience. But there's more to it than that. Additional requirements. To get promoted, you usually have to meet some extra criteria. This can include passing physical fitness tests to ensure you're in good shape, taking aptitude tests to assess your knowledge and skills, and completing specific training courses relevant to your rank and specialization. These requirements help ensure that those who get promoted are well-rounded and capable leaders. Promotion system. The Philippine Army doesn't just promote people automatically after a certain number of years. It's a competitive process, meaning you're competing with other soldiers for a limited number of spots at higher ranks. How it works. When it's time for promotions, the Army looks at several factors to decide who gets promoted. They consider how long you've been in the Army, your performance evaluations, how well you've done your job, your military education, the courses and training you've completed, and your potential for future leadership roles. They want to make sure the people they promote are the best fit for the job and have the potential to lead others effectively. I hope this explanation makes it easier to understand how promotions work in the Philippine Army. Congratulations, new recruits! You've just begun your journey into the heart of the Philippine Army. It's a journey filled with challenges, growth, and the immense honor of serving our nation. Remember, the ranks and specializations we've explored today are not just titles, they represent the dedication, skill, and unwavering commitment required to defend our country. From the brave infantry soldiers who hold the front lines to the meticulous logisticians who keep the wheels turning, every soldier plays an integral role in our national defense. Whether you aspire to lead as an officer or excel as an enlisted specialist, the opportunities for growth and impact are vast. As you embark on your training and future assignments, remember that the Philippine Army is more than just a career. It's a calling, a commitment to something bigger than yourself. It's about upholding our nation's values, protecting our freedom, and standing shoulder to shoulder with your fellow soldiers. So, Embrace the challenges, learn from your mentors, and strive for excellence. Your dedication and service will not only shape your own path, but also contribute to a stronger, safer Philippines. The future of our Army rests in your hands.